Can you vlog with a Canon 10-18 on the Micro Four Thirds camera? Well, before we answer this question, we need to ask, why would you want to do that? This is the cheapest option for an ultra-wide angle lens in the Micro Four Thirds universe. It's just a tad bit overpriced. And that's on sale, by the way. Literally, you could buy the Canon travel kit, which would give you an extra lens and a Viltrox speed booster for cheaper than that lens. Okay, so now that you know how to save that fat cash, let's go back to the question at hand. Can you vlog with the Canon 10-18 on a Micro Four Thirds camera? Well, yes, but it's complicated. So, before we can achieve this, we need to hack this lens. You see, the Canon 10-18 is an EFS lens, while the speed booster is a Micro Four Thirds to EF adapter. So I can't really fit the lens on it. Now, that's not a big issue, you see, you just need to chop off the top here. But there are plenty of videos on YouTube about this already, so I won't go in depth. So, I just need a butter knife and off you go. Now, I didn't do a perfect job here, but as you can see, it works. So, does the autofocus work? Surprisingly, yes. But there's a but. Now, this is a Panasonic G7, so results may vary with other cameras. So, the autofocus is almost as fast, if not faster than native lenses. I used 1-point autofocus, and as you can see, it's pretty darn quick. I also tried face tracking, and I got a similar result. Even at 4K 24p, which is where the G7 gets its slowest autofocus speed, it was still quick enough to be usable. So, all of this is good talk, but this is still not a perfect adapted lens, and it still has a couple of issues. First is the hunting. So, although it can autofocus quickly and accurately, sometimes at the most random times it'll just start hunting like crazy, making your footage unusable. Second, sometimes the autofocus just stops working altogether. You can't even manual focus anymore. The way to fix this is by restarting your camera or by disconnecting and reconnecting your lens. Now, a couple of things to note. First, because this is an EFS lens originally, the lens does touch the speed booster when it's at its widest. So you don't actually get the full range, but really the only thing that you lose is like 0.5 millimeters. Also, because this lens is speed boosted, instead of getting the terrible f4.5 to 5.6 that this lens advertises, you get an f3.2 to f4. That totally beats the 7-14 and can actually compete with the Leica 8-18 that has an f2.8 to f4. Also, it's stabilized, which none of the previous lenses had. So, is this a good buy? Well, if you want an ultra wide angle lens for even cheaper than the 7-14, then yes, just do it. It may not work perfectly like native glass, but in terms of value, you're getting a faster lens with stabilization and a free portrait lens.